Hello there people, welcome to yet another episode of RRM Autoworks presents In the Bay With, the series where I catch up with guests who come down to my detailing place and we talk about a bit of their backstory about how they come to love their builds and their cars. This week we've got two very special people coming down, the owners of R2 Automotive, very popular in the southeast of England, and they've brought down two amazing builds. I think you're going to like this one. Let's see what they've brought down. Welcome to another episode of RRM Autoworks. We're joined today by two pretty special cars and their rightful owners, an Integra and a S2000, both of Honda calibre. Welcome Dave, welcome Rich, and they are from R2 Automotive down in Essex. A lot of you people would have known, or you've definitely heard of this place. They've built many special cars for many special customers. And we're going to find out what kicked their passion for cars right now. So guys, tell me, so what was it that basically got you into developing such a mad business and a love for these sort of calibre cars? So starting from young, was it? What was your passion like?
Well, starting from young, it was like my brother owned this one, so he still does. And when he bought it, I was only 16 years old.
How is it?
So yeah, fell in love with it.
Yeah.
He got me to start working on it, and then just grew a passion for onwards, man.
That's amazing. What about yourself? What was it?
Yeah, mine's a bit of a different story.
That's it.
So I remember I was young. Obviously, sorry, Rich, I'm younger than you. So I was about 14, and I see a EP3 actually get stolen outside of Tesco's and fly past me, and it was a noise that I kind of turned around and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna own one of them.
Noise of a nicked car lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna own one of them. And that kind of, it was just a noise that got me into liking Hondas. So
VTEC, it's like when that screams in, when that second that lift comes in, it's something else. But yeah, so young age and this is it. So what actually inspired you to start the R2 journey? What was it that began to grow that? How did you guys meet, for instance?
Well, basically, me and my brother started up the business R2.
Okay.
So it was just me and my brother Russell. From the start, that's why hence R2.
Okay, yeah. Cool, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so and then we met Dave along the way, and then become partners in crime.
Yeah, how long ago was that roughly?
So I started working there as a tech in 2018, wasn't it? Yeah, like 2000, 2018.
Okay.
And then from there, obviously, it was technician. We kind of just pretty much just me and you, wasn't it, for like the first year, just grafting, doing long hours. Just getting all the cars built, and it was, the business was kind of starting to really pop, wasn't it, that year? Like, that's when we started to get a lot of reputation, and we was getting a constant flow of customers coming in. And then from there, I've become a director last year.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
and it's always good when you get that feeling.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Definitely, obviously meeting Rich and Russ, like, it's kind of like an instant family like that, wasn't it, straight away? And it was a passion that pushed us towards where we are now. So
yeah, it's just the passion to do things properly, and you can't just do a job and just go, yeah, that's it, that's good enough. You know, you got to see the job out and go, right, that's the standard, it needs to go out.
Like, how many different calibre of cars was it that you started taking in? Like, was it just Hondas at first, or was it just anything that you could be thrown at and then you go?
Yeah, at the start it was just pretty much all like Hondas. We did a lot of normal day-to-day cars as well. So it was just building up the reputation from there, and obviously because we own like Hondas like these, you know, customers start seeing it and they see the passion that we have for them, you know.
Yeah, of course. It's always good when you've got your own calibre of cars. Same with this thing, where you know, people come in and go, that's special.
Yeah.
Like, these guys obviously they've built this and it's a business from heart, not just as an income. And I think that works as a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously for you guys, must have really took off. So like, what about the S2000? Has this been around long? Or?
It's been with us for a couple of years. So this was bought from a friend, a good friend, and yeah, just loved it. It's just he done all the work himself, but you know, we liked it and then got it.
Yeah, honestly, they're both really special things to look at, and I'm just blessed to have them in here. Like, you know what I mean? I really am. Has there been any? So if we stay on R2, obviously, so you've grown it up and word of mouth reputation. I mean, I've heard of you guys before you come here. You know, I bet many people out there would have definitely heard of R2 Automotive. Have you had any like celebrity sort of cars? Have you worked on some well-known cars that you've had through the doors?
I think like well-known cars. So we've had, obviously at the minute we're building, obviously, you know, Max Power, Dan's EP3.
Oh, why Civic?
Yeah. So obviously we're building that, but we do a lot of S2000s, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, you know, S2000, the customers, the client base is really, really good.
Yeah.
And you know, probably like when I started in 2018, that was when the S2 started coming more and more and more. And then the build started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we started offering more. Richard's upstairs building engines, so kind of it was that we wanted to kind of master a one scene. So stick to what we know, you know, become really good at it, and build on that. But then we also wanted the cars to back us up, you know, of what we've got here. The cars that we build, like the work, is like everyone's got a time frame, but for us it was, there's a time frame, but it has to go out right. So it was
That's
pushed on that.
That's such a professional way to look at it. Some of the I massively admire from both of these, I really do.
Yeah, I started doing buses.
Buses,
yeah.
Buses?
Yeah.
As in like a passenger bus?
Yeah, I started doing buses when I first started. I did that for about a year and a bit. Went to do cars, and then did a lot of German stuff, like worked on a lot of prestige German cars, and then do diagnostics, a lot of diag work, and then just.
It's mad, isn't it, how the JDM grasps you? Don't you agree with that? It just pulls you in. There's something about the Japanese car scene, especially the way that it's, for me, the way they're built.
It's simple. It's simple.
Exactly that. Do you know what I mean? And it's the fact that I was the same. Like with I had like STs and Fiestas and stuff like when I was younger. But you know, soon as I had a Celica, you know, the Gen 7, looks like Crichton from Red Wolf. I had one of them, and I was like, nah, this is the way. Like Japanese cars, and then ever since then, like all the cars that we've had and we've got, they've all just been Japanese 90s, especially from the 90s era. So I mean, this one, what year is this one?
2004.
Yeah, I think this is one of the very few that can remain in that calibre. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You've got like for me the Nissan 350Z.
Yeah,
that's a modern-ish era one, and the 370 even as well. But that's in there as well. So there's not many cars, and even the S2000 did cross over into the early 2000s, didn't it? Like in the early 90s.
99 it started. It went all the way up to
and it's just remained a calibre of car. So you said your background was Ford, so was you working at a Ford dealer? Or
yeah. So I done all my training, everything was all done by Ford, and then I owned obviously Fords then as well. A lot of it was due to insurance. You know, if you're young, you can't insure an EP3. Like it's not going to happen. So I didn't want any like the older Civics. It was like because I worked for Ford and I could get discounts and parts and stuff. So I stayed with like Fiestas, and I've done the Puma conversions everyone used to do back in the day and stuff.
Exactly that. No, I had a Mark 5.
That's it. Everyone does that. Does their old Puma swap, and then hit 21. Obviously got my house, and I was like, right, I'm going to treat myself. I bought an EP3, and then that time was when I come down and met them guys, and
What was your first car?
My first car was MR2, MRS Toyota.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And that was K-swapped.
Oh, did you catch it?
Yeah, K-swapped it, and then it's currently off the road now.
You still got it?
Yeah, I still got it. Yeah.
No way, you still own
So
your
I had that
first
since
car?
I was 18.
That's such a nice thing to still have your first car. My first car's in a bin somewhere, probably.
Is it?
Oh, it's a Metro. But there you go, man. It's honestly, it's so cool that like these. So we'll get onto the car. So you say your brother owned this one.
Yeah.
Did this come in stock?
Yes,
Completely
this was
stock.
completely stock when it first came over from Japan, and throughout the years, it's just just added things to it. You know,
It's amazing. Like, to be fair, what engine wise, like under the, because obviously I know that this is a track spec car.
yeah,
So-
it's just a standard K20 in there at the moment with breathing mods.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing too special. It's just reliability. You know.
You just hammer it all down
Yeah,
on the track.
well,
and it'll-
you know, we're
exactly that.
We have got another engine currently in the process of getting built for this one. So
Okay, excellent.
yeah, stay tuned for that.
This is amazing. So you've got obviously all the carbon splitters, bonnets, any Mugen style.
This is a full Ings kit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've noticed the side skirts are blended into the body on this, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's a nice touch, you know, because like, there are not a lot of people who do that.
Yeah. But to be fair, like this body kit was installed by Cream Developments.
Cream is in the...
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Years ago.
No
yeah.
way.
So they've done the paint job on this years ago.
To be fair, that Cream and no, it that. In
Yeah.
London, Cream Developments,
Yeah.
so, you know. Geez, I've seen many of their builds. And to be
Yeah.
fair, they've done a good job. I mean, you know, it's cool, but I like the way that you use them. Like we talked about this briefly before. Like these cars come in and they get literally used for their purpose.
Yeah.
That's a massive respect from me.
It's not a car that you just stick in the garage, or we're still driving daily to work and back.
That's even better.
Yeah, they do get used at
Yeah.
track days all the time.
Mate, brilliant. So you actually started the whole process from home?
Yeah, pretty much. Did a lot of work from home, and then got busy. And me and Russell just thought, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you know what? It's sometimes you've got to take that gamble.
Yeah.
You know, it's like sometimes it's like as if you don't, if there's a moment and you don't take it there and then, it will never happen. So it's either, oh yeah, I'm just going to do it. If it crumbles, at least you can say you tried.
Yeah.
If you do it and it takes off, you made a good move. Clearly for you guys, I'm really happy that it did, because it's awesome. With especially now the S2000, or where? So did this come stock?
Pretty much. It was no, it wasn't come stock. We bought this from a friend. He's had all the body kit all installed and painted, and Russell fell in love with it, and we got it.
It's amazing. It's mad because then obviously the covers across the spot lamps. It's very like the Porsche Le Mans front end. You know, the those Porsches. It's got quite a nice vibe to it. That has, like, with especially where it's all perspex as well. Any engine mods to this one?
Nothing really. It's just a box standard engine with just breathing mods again.
Yeah, it's reliable.
Yeah.
These Hondas, they go well anyway. Even like as you know, they're formidable. When you watch the old '90s lap attacks in the Japanese battles, you always see like Bottomley. I know Paul Bottomley will be watching this. One of mine, he's a Honda nut. And he keeps saying to me all the time. He keeps sending me these videos of the DC2 Integras, and I'm a Subaru guy. I love it, but it hurts me to see when like a Subaru gets left behind on a track. And all these other 90s icons, and the Integra's just gone. And they're all stock, complete stock cars. So respect for the way they're built and the way they're set up is just
They handle brilliantly, even from factory. You know, it's like, we'll keep them stock. You know, you can take it to the track and just, you're going to come back home in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing that a lot of people get scared of, and that's why I've like my Subaru. Every time I track that car, I'm frightened that I'm going to have to get a tow on. Do you know what I mean? But with these, hence the Y56 EK we're doing. I know that will go out in that you can rip its nuts off, and it ain't going to break like. So, have you got any future plans for any of these cars?
Yeah. So we've all got future plans.
Where are you hoping these to lead to next?
That's going to be an A build, so that's going to be a K20. Well, it's still a K20 block, but it's going to be 2.35 stroker. And it's going to have big boy cams in there. And that's just going to be pure NA, so hoping to push a bit over 300 on that NA.
That's going to be a fast car.
Yeah.
This
This one we've already got a HKF supercharger.
Supercharger.
Yeah. Getting ready to fit on, so.
This is the R2 Automotive people. You need to keep telling you these cars are, but it's the way they're set up, man. But honestly, it's amazing. So, in your time of running obviously R2, running these cars, builds, the amount of cars that you've obviously built for many, many people, any that stick out to you in your head that you can remember and you think, I've dreaded that build, or something went wrong?
I've got one big one.
What's
Been
that?
there a long time.
What's that one?
Celica.
Celica.
1976 Celica.
Oh, the one that looks like a Mustang?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was there a long time. That was a big build. You rebuilt the engine on that one, didn't you?
Yeah. Pretty much everything.
So that was everything. That was from. It's running on cars, wasn't it before?
Yeah.
And that's all fuel injected. So obviously that was all done. That was a big build. A lot of stuff was you can't just go to a shelf and buy the parts.
Yeah.
It was a lot of like having to find what fitted. Obviously the gearbox and stuff.
Yeah.
Bell housing, just
Bit of a mix and match from everything, like
yeah.
Supra.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was like a Supra gearbox, but you had to have like the adapter plates and all sorts.
And then it was RX-7 brakes. Obviously, they had to use the hubs from them as well.
Yeah.
Custom-made coilovers for it. So yeah, it was. I think that was more time framed on the research we had to do, as well as running the business at the same time. So that was quite a long one. Recent one, so we got Dan's R32 GTR.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a crazy build. That's still in progress. We've done our side of it. It's just he's having a custom turbo done. It's got to go for mapping, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that should be done in a few months. But that was fully forged engine, wasn't it, on that one? With sequential
box, sequential,
yeah.
Which we put in. Yeah.
So sequentials are the one. So many people they're becoming a little bit. I mean, for most people, well, not terrible because of the price, but like a lot of people, like Monkey London's, just put one in his stage.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's just like the gearboxes alone are what stops a car's power. Like I know, especially in a lot of cars, you reach a certain point and it's the gearbox that tends to come first.
Was there any car or anything like that in the past where something's gone wrong with the build, or like something hasn't gone down to plan, or something has got knackered during building it, or anything like that?
Yeah, that's a good one actually. Has anything genuinely gone wrong? In business,
Yeah, I think
we always panic about that sort of thing.
I think at the end of the day, it's like we're all human. Everybody makes mistakes, and you just have to own up to it and get it done.
I think it's how you resolve the issue is more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm keen to find out about how you resolve.
You have to be, you can't push it onto someone else. You have to take that responsibility and get it done right.
Does any stick out, like cars that you've not wanted to work on that have come in and you're like, I don't want to do this?
I don't know. We take everything.
Yeah, we do take everything. Obviously, we have to kind of give a customer that kind of feedback where if you want your engine rebuilt, you want this build, like you've got to realise this. It's going to cost a lot of money. Like I think that's kind of where we are. Like obviously, we love it, but we've also got to be quite upfront and say if you're willing to go this far, then you've got to go all the way kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think there's only probably one that I know of which we probably had an issue with was Subaru. When we first started, wasn't it? It was a Subaru, yeah. But to be fair, that was, what was it? The engine.
It was contamination.
Yeah.
So even if you rebuilt it, even if there's a little bit of contamination, it's going to flow through the oilways. So but these things you come up against and then you improve yourself.
Exactly. It's like if it ever happens again, you're knowledgeable about how it goes.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
But we tested it, we done it, we rebuilt it. It's back out there.
The RRM Autoworks magic question. Everyone gets it. I'll ask you first, Darren. Yeah. This bank, it hasn't really done. It doesn't. This card has unlimited money, right? And you could choose any car in the entire planet to build. What would it be? And that's the card. You first. So what would it be? If you could choose anything and to build and to your spec, what would it be?
That's quite a tough one, to be honest. I haven't kind of got. I've never really had kind of a dream car for me, to be honest.
Okay.
Obviously, everyone would probably turn and go, "Oh, you're like your R34. That's like a dream JDM."
Oh,
build."
yeah.
But to be fair, for me, like I kind of like I like the GT4s and stuff. You know, I like Porsche GT.
Porsche, do you know what? I've always said I fancy a Porsche.
Yeah.
Dude,
I just think it's like quite like a driver's car. You know, it's something that you can get in every day. You can drive it every day. You know, you can take around track. It's more than capable. Build wise, you're not going to kind of build that car. You're going to kind of leave it the way it is from factory. I think if I'm going to build a car, what would I build? It's quite
yeah, it's hard.
It's quite difficult.
NSX.
Yeah, NSX. Yeah.
That's
a good shout.
That's a good shout.
Spoon NSX.
To be fair, Russell's NSX is that's his dream car, isn't it? That's his dream car. But I've never actually sat down and thought about it, to be honest. I've always kind of you've always got your own budget, haven't you?
Yeah,
it's like I've probably said many times, isn't it? I was building that K24 Jazz and obviously the FD come along and I was like, yeah, see you later, Jazz. FD, yeah, I'll take that.
What about yourself, Russ?
Richard.
Don't put that in there.
That's definitely staying in. That's definitely.
Don't put that in. Two R's, man. That's what it is. Well, Rich, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't really know. You know.
EP3 definitely.
You know, if I was ever to go back to having a dream car, man, fucking hell. I don't put that in as well.
That is definitely staying. That's definitely all staying.
Something like
It's quite difficult because we've seen so many different cars coming in. Yeah. You kind of think, oh, that'd be nice to build one of them, or that'd be nice. But I've never kind of thought like above like a budget. We've always looked at stuff that we can kind of afford. You know, like we're like everyone. We still need to pay for our own stuff.
Of course,
You still need to save for bits that we want.
Family, kids.
Exactly.
A lot of people forget that, and especially when they. And I'm glad you touched up on this actually, because I think it's a lot of people only see what they see on a phone screen or it's what social media tells them. And a lot of people get blinded by the people behind these screens. They are genuinely family people. They've got still mouths to feed and they're still working. It's their business. It's just their business is this calibre of thing. Yeah. And they forget like it's exactly like somebody as an accountant or any other job out there. We've all got to earn our money, and a lot of people go, oh, you know, they've got this, they've got that. It's like, you know, no, they've got it because they're there working and putting the hours in behind what you see. Yeah. And I just hope that so many people will think a bit more about that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
By all means, like, don't get me wrong, we're not, you know, we can't sit there and go, oh, we'll have that, we'll have that, we'll have that.
Exactly.
You know, we kind of think, oh, we save up and like, you know what, we're gonna, you know, buy this bit for the car or buy that, or, you know, we'll buy certain bits to test it, and you know, we can go to customer and go, we've tested it on this car, you know, that seems pretty good. But we're still like family people, we've still got mouths to feed, as you said, we still got our bills to pay. It's just that we kind of took that plunge then a few years ago to kind of try and build what we're building now. And I think it just gets normal, doesn't it? You know, obviously we've had to lose out in certain cases, you know, for paying other people and workers and stuff, but that's how you build a business. If anyone said it was easy, then everyone would do it.
Yeah.
You know?
So words spoken by wise people. Big, massive respect, man. And that's what I mean. I just hope that anybody watching does take that into account, because we have it all the time from a lot of people. Oh, well, look what they've got. No, you need to look what they're actually doing. They're grafting for that. And there's no such thing. Nobody gets nothing for free nowadays. No. Everything costs. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, when you see what you should be both really proud. You genuinely should. When you look at what you've achieved, your business, your reputation, cars you've got here. With that,
I've got a couple of questions. Hang on.
It's not always about the money though. Like, you know, when you do this job, is, you know, you do your job, you do it good, and it's the appreciation that you get from it.
100%.
You know, that's where it feeds your hunger to do more for people.
Yeah. What else can we do to make people?
100%. It's like when Dan, his R32, he come down when it was done, wasn't it? Like, we've done what we've done, and his face was like, wow. You know, and you're building that guy's dream. You know, that's what he's always wanted. He's bought the parts, you know, and he's gave us opportunity to build it. Of course, we're going to go, you know, to the end, like literally to the end, to get that car bang on. You know. And it's just when he come in, it was just his facial expression. He's like, look, guys, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm proud of that.
Do you know what? That's it. And this is it. It's perfectly spoken, and that's what makes a business successful. You've got any memorable memories with this car alone, because it's been owned by so long in like the R2 family.
Just VTEC, isn't it?
Just a quick one. So now you guys have obviously spoken about. I mean, you guys know you've been out on the track a lot of times. You know, related to your cars, this and that. Have you ever had a crash on the track, whether it's off track or on track? Or have you ever had any hairy moments or any moments where you thought, I'm gonna die?
Yeah, I had an accident.
Is it?
Yeah, it was an accident. I was young, bought Mark 5 ZTS, and yeah, they were alright. It was alright, rotten. It was alright.
I was rotten too. Don't worry, it's a standard procedure.
Acting like a prat over Tesco's, just bang.
Lamppost.
No, actually, so basically someone's come around the corner and I just went way too fast. Literally just cut in front of them and they just hit the rear quarter. But that was just me, just being young and stupid, to be honest. But other than that, I've never had, that's probably the only crash I've had. Track days, never had a crash, touch wood.
Touch wood, yeah.
Wherever.
Touch wood. You ever banged anything?
Yeah, years ago. Like a little Vauxhall Corsa. Yeah, that's it. Like what you say, innit? It's like, you're young, you're stupid, and you do silly things.
Yeah, of course.
But you learn.
Yeah.
But I learned so quickly.
I've crashed every car.
Yeah.
Genuinely, everyone, apart from some of the latter ones, touch wood again. Yeah, man, we all do it. It's just, as you said, learning curve, and you learn. No, don't do that again.
Oh, 100%.
Track days. Obviously, you guys have done a lot of track days and stuff like that. Are there any standout cars that you've chopped up on the track? So it's cars with a lot more power, cars with a lot more, it's memorable cars where you've been blasting out on the track and you've beaten them around the corners, this and that, like Tata tracks, like Brands Hatch and stuff like that.
I think it's quite hard on track days, isn't it? Because you don't, you kind of, you're there to enjoy yourself. You're not there to kind of race. As soon as you start acting like an idiot, it's black flag. You're off. But we've been speaking about, so obviously we've got an EP3, haven't we, at the shop, and we're thinking about doing something with that, either entering the Civic Cup or do some kind of race series. And I think the reason we want to do that is because obviously it's trying to get the team together. We're going to build it together when we've tried and got our free time, go out there and enjoy it. If we crash it, we crash it. But at least it's just there to have fun. It's just there for everyone to build.
It's key, that is. I mean, that's so a lot of people forget that word, fun. It's not a serious, obviously racing is competitive, whatever, but you always got that. It's answer to what Dave just touched upon with a track day. It is hard because like, when you're on there, as you know, it's like overtaking, and most tracks have only got 2, 3, 4 maximum overtaking points where you can safely do it if you're out running. And a lot of the marshals will say that, so overtaking on, especially the track days that we do, like they always say that's straight only, that back entry only, that's the only place you're allowed to. But as you said, if you start sideways and angling, you've wasted your funds and time. You sit there watching on the sideline and you can't enjoy the cars that you bought. So it's a bit difficult, but that's interesting about that EP3. I'm gonna keep a lookout for that. So yeah, man, if we enter that sort of side, because there's lots of different events that you can do with that.
Yeah, so I think we was thinking about doing it inside some of these cars, but it's like you kind of don't want to. If you have an off, it's quite. You can get the parts quite easily for EP3 and bits and bobs like that.
They're a lot more of they're a lot more popular car, aren't they?
Everyday car.
Exactly, if you can easily go to a parts supplier, picking up a bumper,
exactly.
And the EP3 is dead for days, but with the S2, especially something like this.
Yeah, so these body kits, they cost thousands.
Like they say, with Korean developments doing it, there's no way you're going to want to absolutely enter into like proper competition racing, because contact happens.
Exactly.
How do you want to be remembered? How do people that have grown up with you, people that have seen you guys start, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be, in people's memories as? Yeah.
I think for us at the minute, it's kind of like, even though the business has been going, this is the 5th year, it's still kind of early days. It's only like the last 2 years it's really started to boom.
Kick off.
And I think for us, obviously, we're looking at the future of getting all the cars wrapped the same. It's like have a top secret and stuff, and you have them kind of companies in Japan. All the cars are wrapped the same. That's kind of the route we want to go down.
Like the uniform livery of your vehicles.
All the way through. And I think the next thing for us is it'd be nice to kind of get into the parts scene as well. I think obviously we have, you know, we get discounts from suppliers and stuff that we spend a, you know, X amount of money with, etc., etc. But it'd be nice to kind of start getting down to like selling parts, stocking parts. But I think with that, it's going to be, there's so many people out there doing it at the moment. You know, you've got the odd few that's literally hitting the market and they're doing really well. But I think for us that would be another nice step. But then again, it'd be nice just to be known for our work. Then to go, oh yeah, I had my car built by them.
And I certainly think you've already started to hit that radar. I would confidently say that if someone come to me here and said, oh yeah, R2 built it, I'd know exactly who it is. Yeah, that's a nice bit of kit, that is. So yeah, with that, it's like, you know, that's cool, especially the uniform livery of vehicles in the cars. That I like that, because it shows you've got an identity, not just a business. Do you know what I mean? And like, an individuality is always key. And like,
brand, isn't it?
Exactly, a brand, and this is what I mean with the book. It's the same, like you could clothing. Like, you know, I'd happily sport an R2 top, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that would do that. So having a brand and an individual identity that processes into your vehicles and your own builds. Just a quick break before we continue, guys. You've got to a show, you've got dust, dirt, road grime all over your car, you want to quick detail it, of course you do. Just like when the guests come to here, they run a quick detailer over it so they don't have to wash it. So what do we use? We use Juicy Details, very, very quick detailer. Fantastic, just like the Rapid D that we promoted on the last one. This is for gloss, any sort of car like that that's got a gloss enhancement paint finish. Quick detailer, spray and a dry microfiber. This is what you need. Brilliant stuff, brings up a shine, little bit of wax. Get at it, Juicy Details. And at that, as long as Fanboy hasn't got any more. There you go.
Well, I've got a few more, but we'll leave that for the next episode.
There you go.
We'll do one more. We'll definitely have to do part 2, guys, because it's just very interesting to hear the stories and, you know, how you guys have started off and you know, all your background and stuff like that, and the personal stuff that people don't get to hear either. You know, so
that's it. You know,
to be honest, like with the background, it's like, you know, even though we had all the Hondas, it wasn't just Hondas that we specialised in. We specialised in a lot of diag work and our day-to-day maintenance servicing. You know, that's where it all branched off from.
Exactly.
You know,
so like garage.
Like doing this stuff is like, you know, the stuff that we love. Like, but we still do a lot of day-to-day stuff, which we have to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you know, it's the turnover of money as well, you know, and it's like you still need to do your general maintenance, your servicing, your diagnostics.
Yeah, so R2 Automotive, Dave, Rich, there you go. Now, honestly, it's been a pleasure to have these guys here. Check them out on Instagram, wherever the name pops up on the screen around here, and get yourself down to the workshop. Any building work that you need, if you're in the Southern area, Essex way, these are the people for the job. Check out the builds. Thank you guys for coming, and that's a wrap. So that's it then, guys. Again, another episode of RRM Autoworks in the bag. This time joined by Dave and Rich from R2 Automotive. Their Instagrams are somewhere on the screen right here. Been absolutely fantastic to find out these guys' backstory, how they've built up a reputable business, the awesome cars they've brought down, the Integra and the S2000. And yeah, basically, who do you want next in the bay? Up to you. Anyone that you want, just message me, email me, anything you want. Anybody you want, who do you want to see and who do you want to learn about their backstory. But for now, let's head to the send zone with these two cars. I think we should take one of them for a rip. So let's go. Okay, so that's it then, guys. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. I really appreciate you watching, and thanks for your time. These guys have been great. Rich, shall we go?
Yeah, that's
excellent. I'll see you later.